folks, and welcome to episode 008. We were off last week, Labor Day weekend. Nothing really going on last weekend anyway. I am your host, Che Bones, along with my brother,
Danny Bums.
Yes, and that's right. And just let you know, we're back with football too. We don't cover football, but it's football. Go Cowboys. And the Eagles too. But anyway, it was a great comeback weekend for combat sports. 2 big boxing fights last night, along also with the UFC 228, which for me was a big cahoots for me. Let down. So many things went wrong with that fight card in general, but we'll talk about that later. Let's start chronological orders. The first fight was overseas in the UK, right? It was I believe Khan versus Vargas. Return for welterweight for Amir Khan. He fought, I think, close to home, Bolton. I think from Birmingham, or reverse. He's from Bolton. He fought in Birmingham. And he fought a fellow Colombian, Samuel Vargas, who has the same record like him. Fought the same guys, more or less. Fought Garcia. Fought, I think, Errol Spence too. And you saw the results. Comeback victory for him. What goes on here for Amir Khan?
He's talking about boxing. Sorry, guys. He didn't properly... He's talked about UFC, and then he said he's talking about boxing. Yes, Amir Khan, he did his second fight in his promotion, with his contract promotion with Eddie Hearn, against Sammy Vargas, who's lost to the best of the best, so he's not necessarily a bum. And it was a good match for... I look like a fool. It was a good match for It was a good fight for Khan because he got his rounds in, same as like Tyson Fury a couple weeks ago. I thought it would have been easier for Khan, but no, he actually got dropped in the second round.
I saw that.
Even though he dominated, but he still kind of struggled. You couldn't even finish the guy.
Was it a 10 or 12 round? I forgot.
It was a 12 round because it was the main event.
The main event.
Yeah. So, with that being said, here's just a little picture of it. Sorry.
Let's see what we got there. Yep, that's it.
It's Khan putting work with against Sammy Vargas. And where do we go from here? He still has one more fight in with his contract with Eddie Hearn. I imagine he's gonna resign with him after that.
Probably.
The big guy that everyone wants, so I think mostly him, is Manny Pacquiao. He's indicated that he's wanted just to fight in December before the year ends, and that's who Amir wants. But if he can't get that, the fight that everyone wants to see in the UK is against him and his fellow UK, or I don't know.
Liam Smith?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
Kell Brook.
Kell Brook. He was there last night.
But he didn't storm the ring.
Yeah, but he was
during his first fight against Phil Logrenko.
Kell Brook is also natural welterweight, or
he was a champion at welterweight.
Okay.
Then he lost his belt to Errol Spence, so he went up to 154.
Which is middleweight in boxing, correct?
Super welterweight.
Okay, super middle.
Or junior middleweight.
Okay, I got it.
And actually, some lineage. It's gonna go into a little today. The guy who, when Kell Brook was IBF champion, the guy he beat for that title was Shawn Porter.
Shawn Showtime Porter.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that a little later on to the episode. So you had mentioned Amir Khan wants to probably fight Manny Pacquiao at the end of the year. So
if not, Eddie Hearn said the fight that has to happen is against Kell Brook. Whether it'll be at 47-54 or a catchweight in between there, that's to be decided. But that's the fight the world wants to see for years.
So it seems like Khan kind of wants to chase the money fight. He wants to fight Pacquiao because you would figure if he got one more fight in before the year, he might challenge for a welterweight contender title belt. One of the 4. So it seems like Khan is driven for going for the big money fight. Yeah.
Same as what Dan Rayfield said in his chat earlier this
Friday
week.
chats.
Yeah, his boxing chat. He said the same thing about Broner. Broner's not necessarily like a contender in any of these weight conditions.
Just trying to cash in the biggest opportunity.
He's just a big name, a show name, which is fun. I think Khan is at that stage in his career. So
how old is Khan? Mid-30s?
31.
Oh man, so
30.
He's still a little. Yeah, he's still got a couple more years.
Yeah, and So yeah, so we'll see what happens with Khan. I saw the fight. His chin is still the most glass chin in all of boxing.
Because he got knocked down in the second round, right? Towards the end of the second round?
He got knocked down, yeah.
Yeah, towards the second round.
Yeah, right, right at the end. But, you know, I get that it's great that he got his rounds in, but, like, he should have finished it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what his game plan was. I'm happy for him.
It could be, like you said, it could be him just trying to practice, you know, going the full distance again, you know, at least more or less, you know, get in 10, 12 rounds before whatever fight he decides to pursue after this. But yeah, the fight was free for us in the U.S. It was free via, I believe, Twitter, right, or Facebook.
Yeah, the Zone's Twitter, social media accounts, but not YouTube.
The Zone, for those who don't know, the Zone officially launched tomorrow. They launched tomorrow their streaming service, the app, and then I believe their first fight is the Bellator. No, the AJ.
The 22nd.
And then the following Bellator will be a second event for the Zone. So we're looking forward to that. So yeah. Let's continue boxing then, since we talked about the Khan.
That was a welterweight bout.
Vargas, and since we're still in welterweight relevancy, actually, wait, let's go back. Do you think Khan will consider fighting maybe Andre Berto? Did fight a few weeks ago, or Devin Alexander? No,
because it's evident that Khan either wants Pacquiao or Brook.
Yeah, he wants a money fight, big name.
And I think he'd be Berto.
Okay.
You know who I think he'd be perfect for Berto?
Who?
Which we're getting into.
Yeah, welterweight.
Danny Garcia.
Well, we're gonna get right into that. Last night, Brooklyn Boxing. They said like 10 times it was a 30th boxing fight in the Barclays Center. I guess that's a ceremonial number since Barclays opened up in 2012. It was a free Showtime fight. It was for the vacant. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still learning. WBC, right? The nice green belt. Vacated welterweight title, which Keith Thurman one time had to vacate due to inactivity for over 15 months. So the title was on the line last night.
Look at this guy, man.
I'm learning. Still,
he listens to me.
The terminology, you know, it's a lot. It's more convoluted than.
Name the 4 champions.
We talked about this yesterday. I was going over it, so it's probably because welterweight is probably one of the most divisions I know about in boxing, and that's not. I don't know.
That was Mayweather.
I don't know. I don't know a lot.
That was Pacquiao.
That was Pacquiao. Yeah, so that's the most popular. So we talked about it yesterday. IBF.
Name the 4 champions.
IBF.
Name the 4 champions.
I'm going. IBF is Errol Spence Jr. You saw him there hanging out with Tank Davis. You know, doing their little signs and everything. You know.
And then AB with the Nate Diaz.
And middle fingers, yeah. And then last night, obviously, they crowned WBC Shawn Showtime Porter. WBA is Keith One-Time Thurman. And WBO is top rank T. Bud, I believe. Terrence Crawford, right? Yeah.
Fight of the year.
Fight of the year, yeah.
That's only because he signed with them.
He beat GSP. So welterweight probably is one of the in the last 10-15 years, one of the most popular divisions in boxing for smaller class weights. But last night they crowned a new champion in Shawn Showtime Porter, and you heard it multiple times. I asked you, Danny Bums, and you heard Keith Thurman had an interview with one of the Showtime guys, and he said it. He goes,
"I mean Brendan Schwab."
Brendan Schwab, probably. He said it. If it goes to distance, Porter wins.
Yeah.
If it ends in a stop, it's probably because Garcia knocks him out, puts him down.
Danny's power.
But I mean, we saw a fight last night. We had a couple struggles. The stream got slow. It slowed down. It's lagged. We saw, from at least what I saw, and then I'll ask you, I saw that Porter controlled most of the fight, especially during the middle rounds.
Yeah. He started off slow, like, because he wanted to box, but then he became the pit bull that he is. He played high school football.
His background.
Yeah, he's like a wrestler. He should try MMA. I'm pretty sure he'd be pretty successful. I'm serious.
A lot of cross athletes now in nowadays. So yeah, he won. It was a unanimous decision. I think 160, 112 or 115, 112. I forget the actual number.
Yeah,
he won.
It was
UD. It was UD. Even though I did read that Garcia did land more power punches, but I believe just because Porter advanced more, he was more aggressive. He ended up winning. Congratulations! Everyone thought Garcia was the favorite. Before the fight started. But you were right, Danny Bums, and so was Keith Thurman. If it goes to distance, Shawn Porter wins, and it happened. He was surprised. I thought he was very surprised. You saw his face, and then WBC gave Danny Garcia like a little participation trophy award, whatever you want to call it. A little. I thought it was funny. What is that?
WBC is very kiss ass. For the Mayweather-McGregor thing, they made their own belt.
Yeah, I remember that.
For the first Canelo Triple G. besides the fact that Triple G had the WBC, they made another special one for the whole event.
Just for the
It's like they're so and they love to give out those trophies for the #1 contenders and apparently the second place.
Yeah, because Garcia got a little like
I want to put that on.
It's like it's the Olympics. Like Porter gets the gold and he gets the silver and there's no bronze here. But so obviously I think. My coworker texted me this morning. You told me, and everyone talks about it. The most easiest fight can possibly be Porter versus Errol Spence for. So when you win two
unify,
right? So when it's unified, when you have two belts in the division, right?
Two or three,
two or more. Do you?
And mathematically, unless someone else has mathematically, you're the #1 guy.
Okay.
Unless someone else has two.
Got it. All right.
But if it's three. If you have 3 and 1, you're still the top guy. If you have 2, then but now it's all even.
All right. So I mean, it's already August. I don't think they'll fight end of this year unless it's pushed. But if they do fight, what do you think? Early next year?
Yeah,
spring?
Definitely because this guy, Errol Spence, says he still wants Mikey Garcia. So if that doesn't happen in December, he said he wants either December or January for Mikey Garcia, and then in the spring, he wants Shawn Porter.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of stars last night there.
All of the Showtime guys.
All Showtime guys. Adrian Broner, Mikey Garcia, Tank Davis was there. The Charlo Bros were there. Boomer Esiason from the NFL was there. Wakanda was there. So it was a big fight for Brooklyn.
The Nets player.
Yeah, D'Angelo Russell. Yeah, it was a star-studded event. And it was Showtime. It was free too. So a good fight for Showtime. So moving on. So going to the loser side, Garcia. Where does Garcia go to?
That's in the football, because it's football Sunday. So that's Errol Spence. That's the guy.
That's the IBF current welterweight champion of the world.
Considered to be probably the best.
Who beat Danny Algieri 2 years ago?
Chris Algieri.
You went to that fight, right?
I did. He stopped him.
Yeah. Which is back, right? I think Chris Algieri soon.
Apparently.
We'll see about that. So where does Garcia go for this?
I think. Thing is, this is what's always been known of Danny. I feel like if you look at the people he's fought, he's always been protected. The guys he's fought are either at the end of their prime or washed.
Okay.
Like the Zab Judah. He's
Brendan
edged,
Rios.
Yeah, he's edged Amir Khan, and he edged Lucas Matisse.
Yeah.
Guys
who are basically at the
end of the run.
When
this goes to prove his Thurman and Porter fight. He fought the realest guys in their prime, and you see the outcome. So I always thought, obviously, Danny's above average, but he's right under the elite level.
Gotcha. And
that goes to prove that. And watch. They're gonna probably set him up with Porter or something. He's gonna blow him out. I mean, with Berto.
Berto. Okay.
I thought of that matchup this morning. Like, he should fight Berto.
That's a good one, probably, or maybe Devin Alexander. Someone that still has a name, but isn't a contender no more or champion. So we'll see what happens. I think the other good match I saw was the opening heavyweight match, Martin versus Kowalski or just slugfest
from Brooklyn.
Slugfest. We're just going the Polish guy. There's slugfest.
Fights out of Brooklyn, but he's Polish.
Great opening fight. They were going back and forth. It's like I told him, it's like that game when you box those blue and red character whoever pops first. But great fight overall.
Martin fought Joshua.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah. And the other guy, the Polish guy, is undefeated, I believe, right?
Yeah, he's still undefeated.
And then the co-main event, we were really in and out of it. It's kind of boring. The Cuban guy ended up being the Argentinian guy. Yeah. So
I think
what's his welterweight fight too, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think he's had a pretty nice run.
Mm-hmm.
The Cuban guy. I think if Porter,
8 straight victories. He said
if Porter can't get the Spence fight, or if he wants to wait, I think he'll. I think Ugas became his mandatory.
Could be, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he'll fight.
Or he'll probably take that for a safe bet, Yeah,
he'll fight Ugas, and then while Spence fights Garcia, Mikey, and then I guess they'll meet. This is even if Spence can get past Mikey is no.
Yeah, definitely not. Mikey Garcia did say a few weeks ago he wants to go up 12 pounds.
He's 4 division champion, undefeated. So, okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens to that welterweight division. Once again, it's a little more clear. We'll see what happens. We'll see who challenges for the title, who goes up, who goes down. We'll see what happens. Obviously, next week we're having a bigger fight, big middleweight showdown. The world's waiting for this fight
of the year.
Canelo versus Triple G2, live from T-Mobile Arena. HBO fight.
Oh man, that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, you know what? So obviously they were supposed to fight. The rematch was supposed to be in May. Then apparently Canelo tested positive for some banned substance. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know like what that is. Sounds like stained meat to me. I don't know, whatever. Obviously, so that happened, and then they agreed to a new terms to the deal. So they'll be fighting this weekend. As you know, Canelo always fights 2 weekends in a year: Cinco de Mayo weekend and Mexican Independence Day weekend. So it's gonna be a big fight, probably the biggest boxing fight.
The biggest fight of the year.
Yep.
I mean, if then second maybe will be Wilder Fury.
Yep. Which you said yesterday that
according to Dan Rafael, he said that they're gonna announce next week.
And what do you think? You think late November, December?
They keep pushing it, so I'm assuming early December.
Okay, yeah.
I imagine November because Deontay fought last November, the night of 217.
Yeah, and Brooklyn too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
UFC 217.
Mm-hmm. Speaking about, you mentioned UFC. This week's tickets is on sale, and the rumor is apparently that tickets go on sale. I think Thursday. They're supposed to announce the main event sometime this week, apparently for UFC. So, it's something I read online. It's probably not true, but the rumor is that tickets go on sale Thursday. They should be announcing the main event this week. And I went on a pipe dream last night. I told you what if it's Woodley versus Colby Covington.
It's looking like it might be that.
It probably could be.
But that's what we're going into right now. We're going into UFC 228. We're going
into the octagon.
But first, before we get to the main event, we're going to talk about our very own Funk Master.
Yeah, Brooklyn own. Long Island own, sorry. Long Island own. It was in the prelims. Aljamain Sterling with the official knee bar finish. Knee bars, Joe Rogan reacted crazy. I saw the video. Top 10 bantamweight, I think it was number 8, right?
Yeah.
He beat number 10 guy.
So our boy looked amazing.
And then you said, who did he call at the end?
He wanted the winner of Rivera and the other guy. Who did he fight?
John Dodson.
He said if he can't get that, then he wants he was going straight for
D Cruz, right?
D Cruz, and he'll stop them both.
Let's see what happens.
So that was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Congrats
I
to.
love seeing that.
Yeah,
it was a good fight, man. Like the other guy, he was kind of like somewhat outstriking him, and then when I got to the floor, man,
the knee bar just.
This guy was just his composure. Yo, Aljamain's composure on the ground was like, yo, God, I was so happy. We were watching that fight along with the Showtime fight at the same time. I was watching that fight.
Yeah. So he won. Congratulations to one of New York's own, Ray Logano.
Ray
Longo's gym, which also this week, actually last night got confirmed. Another of his teammates, Chris Weidman, will fight Luke Rockhold at UFC 230. It's official.
We're gonna send that boy to light heavyweight.
Luke Rockhold has mentioned a couple times. I do want to go up, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, 228. The disaster it was before. The card I think had potential. It had two rising stars, Yair versus Zabit. Two top featherweights. Obviously, you heard Yair had to pull out. Ambrose's reaction says it all. Some kind of hand injury, I think it was. I'm not sure what it was, but whatever. That is what it is. And then the night of the weigh-in, I think the day before, Nico did not make weight, I believe, so she was out. And then Dana just gave her the X. Basically the pink slip for a champion. Stripped.
But the question is now, who are they gonna fight for the vacant? It's gonna be Valentina versus who? Don't tell me Nico, because then they might as well not have taken the title.
Yeah, they might as well just rebooked it for a December fight.
If they're gonna strip her, it's probably not gonna be Nico.
Yeah, at this point, no.
Probably some top Invicta 125.
Probably, yeah.
Because that's what they did with Cyborg. They just gave her a whole bunch of
nobodies, Uber drivers,
Invicta's fighters.
So
there isn't really much 145ers. Well, except the fact Holly Holm, that was a big one.
Yeah, we talked about that. The women's division, the 145 and 125 are still not settled in.
Yeah.
The bantamweight, obviously, and the strawweight, they're more settled in. They have contenders. Valentina, who's a big name, I think, and she was pulled out, and then the co-main event became Jessica Andrade versus Karolina Kokovic. Jessica Andrade knocked her out, I think, in the first round, KO punch. We'll see. Maybe she challenged Doug Rose, I don't know. But the main story of the night was the main event. Welterweight champion of the world, Tyron, the chosen one, Woodley versus Darren, the Gorilla Till. And I can tell you right now, I was going for Darren Till. I was writing for him.
No, man.
My brother Danny Buns was, he was all Tyron. He was all.
I was all Tyron. Man.
He's all about that TMZ stuff, whatever it's called, whatever show he has, whatever it is. I don't know what Tycho does of his time out of UFC, but he won. He proved me wrong. He proved a bunch of haters wrong last night.
Yeah, when I was watching the fight, and I was watching it simultaneously with the Showtime fight.
They were going at the same time, yeah.
And I can just tell that when the bell rang for the Woodley fight, like I can tell, like you can see it in him, like it's been 13 months. I want to go, and he just went like you can in the first round. You can just tell he just wanted it, and that round ended how it did. I think he edged that round in terms of wins. But
you did say, I remember when it started, typical Tyron, like the first minute, right? He was like trying to like feel.
Yeah. It was that round was a bit boring, but I think he might have edged it. But then the second round, baby, he took it home, and he proved time and time and again. All he does is beat number one. Like
he does. It's his fifth championship bout in 2 years.
The top guy
in 24 months.
Yeah.
No, 26 months.
This guy never dodged anyone they put as champion that they put in front of him.
Nope, he's done it
as champion should.
Yep, obviously he took over a year off. He fought last July.
Yeah, so he took like 13 months off.
Took about 13 months off. There's a whole mess. Then the RD got involved. Then there was an intern, but whatever. At the end of the day, he did what he did, and he said it last night. I think on the Ariel and Helwani post fight interview. He's like, I'm the best. Yeah, and I think he's the best welterweight ever. I'm sure.
He's the best welterweight I've seen since I've been watching.
I'm sure he wants to fight GSP now.
He said he's not going to chase that.
He's not, but if he ever did, and he fought and he beat GSP, then he's probably considered the greatest welterweight ever. Probably. Yeah. He beat Johnny Hendricks. He beat Robbie Lawler.
Carlos Condit.
Who he thinks has the best fight ever. So we'll see what happens to him. I know Dana apparently said sometime last night, I don't know if it was an interview or something, that the winner of this will fight Colby Covington. So,
we'll see.
We'll see what happens. But
apparently, according to Ariel Helwani, when I was watching the Ariel and the Bad Guy interview with Tyron,
yeah.
And he said, apparently that's a big fight. People really want to see that. And maybe that might headline
New York, right?
I just don't see that being bigger than Nate Diaz, so I don't know.
No, you can't. No, so, the name itself, and
so I imagine that'll probably be one of the December fights. If for the first December card, if this guy doesn't want to fight
in Toronto, I believe it is, yeah.
If the featherweight fight doesn't happen, I imagine, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, we'll see, because we are at the end of the calendar for UFC. There's only 4 more pay-per-views left. Obviously, with the next one being 229, October 6th, which is the biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Probably the biggest fight of the year.
Yep. The return of McGregor it'll be exactly 23 months since he's last fought in the octagon. He last fought at the UFC 205 in New York. But we'll see what happens. There's still other contenders in welterweight. I mean, obviously Usman. I don't know what happens with him. So we'll see what happens. You saw Colby Covington's he wrote a comment, I think, on the UFC page on Instagram. He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna fight you next." So boy, what do they call
it? Soy boy.
Soy boy.
I don't know.
Soy boy and Gorilla boy. That's what he called. Doughboy. Pillsbury Doughboy. Yeah. So congrats, Darren Till's first professional loss, championship fight. He'll bounce back.
He'll be back.
He'll go to the spa.
Yeah.
He'll spa.
What, you want a spa? Thought you meant like a massage.
But yeah, overall, disappointing card. There were so much storylines, and then things fell apart. Yair. Fun fact: this is the 22nd time this year that the main event or co-main event has changed in the UFC.
Not good.
Not good at all. It's not good at all. It shows how much the UFC needs these stars.
It just shows how much weight cutting is a lot harder in MMA than boxing.
Yeah,
a lot harder, because it does not. It doesn't. Maybe like twice or 3 times that happens in boxing a year.
But
how many times has it happened in UFC or
multiple
MMA?
Multiple times. Plus, you're not even counting injuries during camp or something. But yes, but obviously, you can say a good 89% of these last minute changes because due to weight cuts or hospitalization, whatever, and then obviously plus the injuries and all this stuff, or the freak accidents like at the Brooklyn incident.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was overall okay UFC card. Next week they make their debut at Russia, at Moscow. I'm sure Khabib's gonna be somewhere in the background. Maybe first time UFC. It is a fight night. It's on Fight Pass, so it's on regular TV. Which is headlined by Mark Hunt. But besides that, I mean, the card looks alright. It's 4 fights in the main card. Mark Hunt is fighting Oleksiy Oleinik. Besides that, it's all a bunch of European guys. Obviously, it's first time Russian. We'll try to probably watch it online somewhere. But it's the first time UFC makes your debut in Russia. And the rest of the month is okay. Then you have that fight night in Brazil when Jimmy Manuel fights Santos, and then obviously a week off. Then it's UFC 229. So it's kind of a slow month for UFC.
Yeah.
Overall, pay-per-views for UFC have been really bad. I think since 2015, 2016, they've just gone down. So I think these next 4, October, November, New York.
Since when?
Since 26, since post McGregor has been, pay-per-views have been down, because even you said, I think you said it was Jones Cormier did like 800,000. I think it was, you said.
Yeah.
830, something like that, 820.
Well, that's pretty good though.
Well, yeah, compared to the past 2 years, I think it's probably one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 227 last month, 2 title fights. Also, I think didn't get a lot of buys, but this one I'm sure won't, probably anywhere between 200,000-300,000 buys. One title fight. But we'll see what happens. Trying to think. Anything else about UFC MMA? I'm trying to think. That's pretty much it. But we still got some WWE. We're 1 week away from Hell in a Cell, where Braun Strowman will cash in his money in the bank in that fight. Now, I think the question is for that fight, how we know the shoe can go into the cage.
I think that's the first time where someone will announce.
Yeah, it is.
Did someone announce that I'm gonna cash it on this date?
On this date, right?
Which is cool. It's different. I like that.
You saw the poster, right?
Yeah, is that official?
It's on the Wikipedia and the WWE page.
I guess it is.
So
lame too.
So my question is for that match. He's cashing it in. Obviously, you can't interfere. But how is the Shield gonna affect this match from the outside? That's what I want to know. I think they're
gonna make this play. I think the Shield is gonna fight the
Oh yes, we talked about this. But it's gonna be a storyline, possibly to the end of the year or to Survivor Series.
And put all the belts on the Shield.
That's my wish. Drew McIntyre. Obviously, you saw Monday. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler destroyed the B team easily. Yeah, just no competition for them.
Happy for Drew and Dolph. They got titles.
They got titles. They're the current Raw Tag Team Champions. But I like this storyline. You have the Hound of Justice versus obviously Braun Strowman along, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. So I like this 3-on-3 kind of thing. I like it. It might set up a Superstar Showdown. It might be that 3-on-3.
Sure.
But we got to see after, Hell in a Cell. Trying to think what else. Obviously Monday Night Raw is tomorrow night. It's the last pay-per-view before Hell in a Cell.
Next Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll go over our matches next week and we'll see what we think. That's even if we decide. Oh, we have to record because the Triple G fights.
Yeah, the Triple G fight, the Russian card. So it's kind of slow. But I'm just looking at the card right now for Hell in a Cell, just really really fast going through it. Everyone's talking about AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. SmackDown these past few weeks has been really really good. Like usually for me, Raw's always good, but SmackDown has been beating Raw. And last week you saw how AJ just flipped on Samoa Joe, got the chair and everything. So we'll see what happens to that. And obviously the other one thing is the rematch, Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss.
That can get some pay-per-view vibes.
Definitely.
I don't know. I was telling my brother, I think earlier today or just this week, but like WWE's always at least this year, they're always in a weird place after big pay-per-views.
Yep.
Right now, it's just like I'm not really feeling it, and we always go through these. At least I always feel this way with WWE. And I was complaining him too. Like I feel like now that we see the Universal title every week, it's like it lost its prestige. Maybe because I'm just a big Brock fan and I'm a huge Roman hater.
He's one of those.
It's just like I don't know, man.
But you gotta admit,
I'm just not too fond of this whole. Like, Braun was hot last year. Not this year. I don't know. Well, he went through, like, multiple face changes and stuff. So it's like, I don't know.
mean, it's arguable. Remember, Braun won 3 things this year, all right? I mean, they may not count for a lot. He won the first season of Mixed Match Challenge, and it's not a big deal. He won the Greatest Royal Rumble. He got a belt for that. And he won the Money in the Bank. That's 3 accolades in 1 year. So I think it's continuing off the success from last year.
That's true.
You said last year.
That can be the argument.
Like you said, last year obviously was a big year for him. Last year, even though I wasn't here, one of my favorite matches was the Fatal 4-Way in SummerSlam Remember that one? Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and everyone was just attacking Brock Lesnar, and he came out of nowhere at the last minute.
I don't know. I'd rather see Lashley in the main.
Well, Lashley's busy meditating with Jinder Mahal.
I'm gonna comment on. I'm gonna go on his Instagram and comment on his last pick. I'm saying you came back to be a mid-card fighter. I'm gonna say that.
So let's go through his storyline real fast. He came back after WrestleMania. He started beefing with Sami Zayn. Oh, okay, whatever. Sami Zayn, whatever. Sami got hurt, whatever. Then finally, a big story. He fought Roman at Extreme Rules for nothing because I guess Vince McMahon said, "Nah, I don't want that."
Yeah,
I want Roman.
If anything, he should be in line because he just beat the champ.
He beat champ 2 months ago, right?
2 pay-per-views ago.
And then come SummerSlam, the only thing Bobby Lashley did was interview with Hot 97 because he wasn't even in the card at all. And so far,
now he's beefing with KO. Or?
KO apparently because
that's good. KO's really entertaining.
So technically KO he quit. So I don't know what. Obviously, on Monday I think we'll get more info, and we'll see. Maybe they'll fight on Sunday in the kickoff show because Bobby Lashley's booked weird.
Yeah,
I can see Kevin Owens versus Bobby in the kickoff show. But yeah, my brother's right. WWE's always in a weird kind of stage after a big pay-per-view, but. Also, on top of that, this is the first time, like you said, they're kind of like refreshing, but also keep in mind after Hell in a Cell, 2 weeks later, you have Superstar Showdown. That's another pay-per-view, right? So it's like 2 storylines in one because you see every Monday Night Raw they have Taker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. So it's too much going on, I think, like you said. And then on top of that, the Girls Evolution promo.
You got that freaking.
So it's like they have 3 storylines in Monday Night Raw. So it's like it is a lot. It's convoluted.
I'll be honest with you. Like I don't care. The reason you want to know why the reason Undertaker's fighting Triple H again, I'll tell you why. Because Triple H a couple months ago said they asked him on an interview said who's the biggest star everywhere you go, like of all time that everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
They said no one's bigger than the Undertaker. Since this is one of those special pay-per-views that's like to me it's like a super live show.
Yeah, that's what
like because it actually gets aired as pay-per-view. Obviously they're going to bring him in.
Of course, big names.
Because Undertaker's wanted everywhere.
Yeah, he's a cultural figure.
So, and I guess Triple H is up for it, and then they're just. I'm tired of seeing like these old guys come back, and it's just like I don't know, man. It's like that's the response to All In, which was amazing.
Yeah. They picked the right weekend to do it because there was no combat sport last weekend, so they picked the right weekend.
I don't know, man. I'm just not
you're absolutely
too
correct.
happy with WWE right now.
So going off that.
And hopefully this will build into a good Survivor Series, which I thought last year's was great.
Really, really good. I loved last year's Survivor Series.
I'm actually excited about Mixed Match Challenge because AJ's teamed up with Charlotte Flair, and it just
talk about so much gold.
I expect them to win the whole damn thing.
They probably are, but this time it's different. It's 4 people. That's it. So it's like a small tournament. So
okay.
So we'll see about that. But just going off that rant you were going off right now. So referring to part-timers coming back and all that stuff. So a rumor came out this week. Obviously WWE, a lot of stuff is rumored that The Rock is supposed to be at Royal Rumble.
Saw that.
And he's supposed to win it, and then he's supposed to fight the big dog in our backyard in April. So I know there's fans and wrestlers that hate the fact that part-timers come back, but if this happens, this takes the cream of the top. This is a money fight.
And that's what the crazy thing is though?
What?
If obviously Roman is to win that, he
beat The Rock.
He did it. He beat The Rock. He beat John Cena. He beat The Undertaker. He beat Brock Lesnar.
And he'll still be booed. He'll still be hated even if he does that.
Yeah. So that's crazy. That'd be interesting. No, we haven't seen The Rock in like 2 years. So.
Vince doesn't give up. That's why Vince will never give up. No. Vince has too much competition now. Yeah. Actually, who knows? Now with this competition, who knows what Vince might do with as far as creative direction. So we'll see that. But like I said, they're in a weird stage because if you watch the 3 hours of Raw, or if you go on YouTube watch the highlights, they're going to 3 pay-per-views. That the women's have their Evolution thing with this guy Elias, and then they're featuring the women's. Then you have Triple H coming back this Monday referring to Superstar Showdown, and then obviously you have people leading up to Hell in a Cell. So they got 3 things going on at the same time. So it's a little too much, I think. And obviously Mixed Match Challenge. Not a big deal, but that's also starting, I think, like in a few weeks.
But NXT has that big matchup coming up, right?
I saw it on Ricochet's Instagram last night.
Yeah, they've been beefing.
Champ.
That's good. That's great.
That's awesome. There is another rumor. There's more rumors coming out. They're not official, but apparently WWE is going to bring back some titles. Apparently,
I read that.
And one rumor is that I don't know if this is true, but they're gonna put another NXT title. I don't know. I think 4 is enough, but yeah. Even North America is a little bit of a stretch, but you need to make card with all this top talent.
I think that's enough for them.
Yeah, 4. You got
and they only have an hour a week.
An hour a week, yeah, and then they do 4 or 5 takeovers. But then Vince says next year he wants to do 8, I think. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, WWE's in a weird stage. Like I said, you have Hell in a Cell, which to be honest, I'm not 100% looking forward to it. I just, it's okay. Superstar Showdown, I won't be here. And anyway, that airs like at 4 in the morning, so
I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah, and then I do want to watch Evolution just because obviously the word says Evolution. It's groundbreaking. And they're
shaping that up pretty good.
You see it with Elias, right?
With Elias and Trish Stratus and Mickie James and Ronda Rousey. It's gonna be. I'm looking forward to that.
And it's a great pay-per-view because not only is it women, it's cross-generational, meaning you have the new generation, the old generation coming together for this. I think last week it got announced that Mickie James is gonna fight Lita. Obviously, Nikki Bella's gonna fight Ronda Rousey, and then I believe Trish Stratus fights Alexa Bliss, right? I think that's
Sure, yeah.
And then I wonder what's happening with Charlotte Flair. Who is she gonna fight at Evolution? But we'll find out. But WWE's definitely in a whole ball of wax right now. A lot of stuff going on for them. But that's about it. I don't know if there's anything else you want to put in 2 cents. Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, Evolution is great. That's the company's way of making it up for them for the Great Royal Rumble that they weren't allowed to be in.
Yep, that's very true.
No, I'm looking forward to that. I don't. Hell in a Cell, I'll just watch it. I don't even know when the card comes out. Yeah,
officially after Tuesday, once everything is set up, we'll cover that. But we'll see. But do keep us up posted. We are on Twitter at BumTalk_. My brother is the social media manager. I do the editing, upload. I'll upload tomorrow morning this episode. And any questions, concerns, whatever, email us at bumtalk1@gmail.com. This is our new background, nice lighting. I think eventually we'll get a backdrop, makes it all professional. But that's it all for me. It was a great for me. I'm not the biggest boxing fan, but this weekend I've really enjoyed the boxing fights. It's really, really good. Got me into it, learning more through my brother, all the divisions and all that stuff, all the new fighters. So I appreciate that. But that's it all for me. How about you, Danny Bums? Anything else?
Yeah, the biggest boxing fight of the year is next Saturday. So Triple G Canelo. Who do you got?
I know last year was controversial. I wasn't here. I was away, so I can't say I didn't watch it. But Canelo, I've been with Canelo since he fought Mayweather 2013. So I picked Canelo. You? Or what does your heart and mind tell you? How about that?
I want Triple G to win. I don't think he will win.
We'll see what happens. For those who order it, remember it is $90. It's a big price. Me and Danny Bums will probably be at Pub 46 in Clifton watching it.
Some friends.
That's where we go up to watch our boxing fights usually. But that does it with us tonight, folks. Remember, football's back. Go Cowboys. We'll see you next Sunday for episode 009. Follow us on Twitter at BumTalk_. And any questions, concerns, email us bumtalk1@gmail.com. Peace.